Megan Fox has the story.
Megan Fox.
Megan Fox.
Megan Fox.
Megan Fox. Megan Fox, a national journalist.
Mastodon. I will never be able to say that.
It feels like the Flintstones live there.
It does.
Well, don't trust women. I think you just touched on that with your last. That's what they brought. We're going to have to bring back chaperones.
Jesus, no.
Just careful. Stop! Break! Ooh. Hard right.
How did you screw up a stove, Megan? You're a woman. I thought that was baked into you. Like at the genetic level, how to operate kitchen equipment.
And honestly, Megan, if you don't like it, I'm sorry. I've been very nice to you.
You get Dino hanging out outside chewing on a large bone. I highly recommend being targeted by the New York Times and Rolling Stone for weight loss. And I'd say, keep it coming. I need to lose 20 more. Please, keep it coming.
Explain to me, Megan, why did this country not have a holiday once a year? That's the time you vote. If you don't show up and vote, up your ass. You don't get another chance. You don't get, I don't care if you're in the hospital. Crawl to the stake, crawl there. But that's it. 1 day, 12 hours, and then you're done. And you count them that day, and that night you know who the hell won.
I will eat you alive. You want to tangle? You want to go?
The only thing going through my head is, what are you going to do when Megan Fox runs wild on you, brother?
He made a deal with the devil. She's the devil.
He wants that.
Oh, God. Gross! Oh! All right. Penalty box for Slug. Yep.
Of a mile.
Are you ready to behave yourself now, Slug?
This frustrating rep.
Are you ready to behave yourself? Repossessed puppies. I'm hiding Pork Chop. ASAP. Have you seen his little pork chop? Oh my God, Pork Chop is the cutest.
That sounds bad.
Have you seen it?
Pork. It's pork.
Though you may be tempted, do not contact any person or persons mentioned on this stream. Do not even think about contacting anyone who may be the topic of the daily news. If you should do that, the host will question your IQ, possibly call you names, and mock you for disobeying these basic rules of decency.
All the best.
Good afternoon or good evening or morning or wherever you are. I don't know. I am back. Welcome back to my channel. It is the Megan Fox Investigates program, your favorite medium smart journalist. I'm here. It's retro trial day. And I know I haven't streamed much on my own lately because what is going on? My hair is stuck in my glasses. It has felt weird, really, to stream alone lately. I don't know. I think it's because I'm just still missing Jeff really bad. And so today we will be watching Jeff's retro trial. We're still on his part 2, which is my part 4. It's taken me that long to get through 2 of his. But I have asked my friends to come in here and do this with me because I don't want to be alone. And it's nice that I have friends who will do that. Coming to the show is IT Goatee Brad. How you doing, Brad?
Good. How are you?
Good. I'm okay. I had a bad headache this morning. It's still there, but hopefully it will go away at some point.
I've got my Brooks Coffee Company serving relevant grounds since 2022.
Where did you get that?
I think potentially Criminal put them out, and my wife got them for me as a gift.
That's funny. My Grounds merch got taken out of the merch store. They refused to let me Jeff was the only person who got a mug, and it was broken. And it just said Grounds. That's all it said. And also joining us today, Mo in the Deep End. How are you?
Good. Can I just say the curly girl method is like having a menage a trois? I have an extra husband. I couldn't keep up with it.
It's bad. It's bad. Here's the thing, though. Once you get through the initial 9 to 10 months of it, then it becomes easier. but you have to put in a full pregnancy before you
Things
basically.
that take 9 to 10 months, I generally hold on to for 18 years. So I don't know about that.
Right. It's a whole thing. It is a whole thing. Do I sound staticky to you guys, or is it just me and my
A
headphones?
scotch, but
Yeah. I cannot figure out what is going on with the static on my microphone, and I really need it to stop. It's driving me nuts. Okay. Anyway, there's nothing I can do about it. All right, we have a bingo today. We have Retro Trial Bingo. It is pinned to the top of the channel. We can already check off the free square. We can also check off Flux sighting. Where's Flux? Flux sighting, she's already in the chat. And Vice Baby is in the chat. That would be Connor. Jeff's son is in the chat. I saw him. He said he would be in and out. He's at work. And you don't hear it, Flux? You don't hear the static? It's bad. I hear it. Do you hear it, Brad?
No, I don't hear it.
I heard it a little bit when you first started talking, but I didn't know if it was maybe the echo kind of stopper, because sometimes it'll put a weird stop.
Yeah, I don't know. Vice
Look at me
Baby
talking
says,
like
all
I know
the
what the things
hugs,
are.
all the hugs to everyone. You know, Connor's been such a lifesaver for me. This kid is so much like Jeff. It's so funny. He's so chill and cool and calm and collected about basically everything. That I can text him and be like, I miss your dad. And he's like, you'll be fine. He's like, you really should just start streaming again. You know, like, don't stop streaming. That would be stupid. Because I don't feel like streaming. Especially on Thursdays. I guess it's because I know it's Jeff Day and it's difficult and I miss him a lot.
Well, it highlights the loss. I mean, you have to face it, and you probably dread Wednesday because you know it's going to be Thursday. And that's okay. And it's okay to be upset for a while. It's okay to not feel it. It's okay not to stream. I mean, you have to honor the feelings and the piece of your heart you lost.
You should have seen me trying to put makeup on my face today that was drenched in tears. I was like, this isn't working. This isn't working. Please stop the moisture coming out of my eyes. At least I don't wear eye makeup though, so you really can't tell.
See, because those waterproof eyeliners are always a lie.
Always a lie. I don't wear eye makeup because it makes my eyes itch.
IT Goatee is like, yeah, I go with Revlon 24-hour hold. You Philistines.
Don't tell me he doesn't wear guy liner. I'm sure he does. He's on camera.
And hate to disappoint you, but actually one of my friends did a fundraising stream where if they made like $200 or something, his wife got to do a full makeup day on his face, and it was so funny to watch.
Yikes.
Okay, is it bad that I am looking for gold eyeliners because I want to roast the hell out of Sarah Boone and do Kinsu Kusuroi as I'm talking about, like, my cracks are gold, and just, you know.
I would pay to see that. I think a lot of people would, so you should definitely do it. By the way, speaking of Vice Baby, everybody needs to get over to Vice Baby and subscribe to that channel, because I have it on good authority that Connor's going to be doing his intro stream this Saturday.
Ooh.
So
Fun stuff.
You must subscribe. We need to get him to 1,000 subscribers and 3,000 watch hours before he can get his channel monetized. He has chosen not to take over his dad's channel, which I told him was crazy. I think he should just take over Jeff's channel, but Connor wants to do it he wants to start from the beginning. So he wants to do it himself, which is admirable. But also, if I were Jeff's kid, I'd take that channel so fast to make your head spin.
Right?
I don't know that I could, because I would be too kind of like, this is my dad's and I want to keep it just like it was when he was there. So I can see both sides, because like the opportunist in me is like, I don't have to work for subscribers. But then the, overly emotional part of me is like, no, it's my dad's and it'll never change. So I get both sides.
Yeah, I do. And of course, we We support you. Whatever you want to do, Connor, we're behind you. So everybody get over to Vice Baby right now. I want to see those subscriber numbers climb. You're not going to want to miss his intro to I just got your message, Mo. Yes, laundry can fuck all the way off when I asked her if she wanted to join me. By the way, I
just got done telling
I have a whole
people,
basket of it sitting right next to me that I'm going to fold.
I had just got done telling my audience, I was like, no, I'm going to be a functional, like real adult and go work on my laundry. And then you sent me an invite and I looked at the laundry pile that's akin to Mount St. Helens before it erupted. And I was like, yeah, I'm going to just shut the door on that one.
Yeah. Well, feel free to bring in a basket of laundry. I'm going to fold while we do this. So at least the folding part will get done.
I'm going to just blame it on my leg.
I've got a whole pile of Mount McKinley that needs to go in the washer, but I'm conveniently ignoring it.
So apparently we're all ignoring the laundry. Great. That works out. All right, let's see.
We just need maids, Megan. If YouTube would send them.
Oh, maids? Oh, yes. Well, that would be a nice thing. Except I'm married to one of those guys who doesn't want strangers touching his stuff. So even if I make millions of dollars, he's not going to let me hire a maid unless I can do it on the sly when he's not around. So he has no idea that they were here and he thinks I did it.
Move all of his stuff into one room. Get the rest of your house cleaned. That can be full of dust bunnies.
True. Like, but he's so funny that way. You know, there are people like this. They don't want strangers touching their things. And but he's one of them.
That part of me is also killed by the lazy part of me that doesn't want to dust.
I know, right?
It wasn't a fair fight. The me that was like, no, we don't want people touching my stuff was ganged up by the rest of the personalities that are just lazy.
The lazy ones always win out. Why is that? You know?
They're funner. The 8 penny problem glasses in the back telling you you've got laundry and you got to do this and the kids need to be picked up. She's a pain in the ass.
Totally. Total pain in the ass. So don't listen to her. All right. If you have your bingo cards open, here are the choices for today. Dorothy Hamill haircut. If we see one of those. Ty v. Mike. Remember, we are watching Massachusetts v. Woodward, which is a 1997 trial from 1997. So you're going to see a lot of 1990s and also 80s fashion here because even by 97, people in Boston.
Please, members only jacket.
Members only jacket? I was thinking bolo ties.
Do you know when I got monetized how much I wanted to find a members only jacket to do my streams in? And those things are expensive on eBay. Like, who the hell wants to buy a members only jacket except for me?
I threw my husband's out.
Megan, how dare you? I could have used it.
And it was like this. It was like this. Maybe it wasn't members only. It was like Oakley or something, but it was very close to a members only. And it was like this. I don't even know how to describe it.
Megan, how did they convince people to be members? Because those were ugly jackets. So how did you want to become a member in the members only jacket?
This one was like a, what do you call that? I keep wanting to say hieroglyph, but that's not the word. It was changing colors. What do you call that when something changes colors with the light?
Chromal shift?
Something like that. And it was like blues and pinks. I hated this thing so much. I hated it. So early in our marriage, it accidentally got tossed out or into the giveaway. Do you know that that sucker is worth money now? He was so mad at me too. He loved that thing. He's never forgiven me for it. And I found one on eBay. It was like $300. I should have bought it for him for Christmas.
Oh, come on, please.
I may look for another one.
When you give him back his members only jacket, like you found it in a Raiders of the Ark quest, and you bring it back to him.
Oh, it's so good.
See, if I could animate stuff, I'd have great cartoons, but that requires talent and stuff. I have ideas. If you have talent and stuff and need ideas, I'm here. We'll work together.
A mood jacket. All right, listen, iridescent. That was the word I was looking for.
Yeah.
All right. Listen, guys, just a reminder in the chat, please, no spoilers. I do not know what happened in this trial. I have not watched it, but Jeff wanted us to watch it and he didn't get to finish it. So that's why we're doing it. And oh wait, don't start playing. We finally, where we left off, we finally got finished with the first responder that for whatever reason, the defense kept on the stand way, way too long. Like, the questions were, I could have gotten it over with in 5 minutes. Jeff and I both agreed. Could have gotten done in 5 minutes. There was just nothing learned. And we sat through it for like 2 hours. It was insane. All right. So that's where we are. The first responder is finally leaving the stand, and we're going to have another witness coming up. And here we go.
It's Dr. Kenneth Mandl from the Children's Hospital, Your Honor.
All right. Our next witness is who? Who is our next witness? Oh,
Is that a Dorothy Hamill haircut, do you think?
Where?
So if you go back, the guy that they had on the camera, it's like just maybe a couple seconds long, but.
Okay, let's look again.
All right, so it should be.
It's Dr. Kenneth Mandl from the Children's Hospital, Your Honor.
When it pops back up.
All right. Our next witness is who? Who is our next?
Oh,
Dorothy
Barry.
Hamill.
Oh my God. Barry Scheck has a Dorothy
And he
Hamill
wears it so
haircut.
well. I'm
Oh
waiting
my
for him to do a triple Lux.
All right. Dorothy Hamill haircut.
I don't know what a Dorothy Hamill is, so
It's that. You're looking at it.
It's basically a layered bowl cut for girls. For some reason, we gave up all sense of fashion in the 80s and decided a bowl cut for females was the thing to do.
Now, normally it's a little fuller in the back. Like it would be a little fuller, but it's very close. I'm going to let her have it. I'm going to let her have it.
It's the
Barry's got-
progenitor of the spiky butt Karen hairdo of of today.
yeah.
Here, let me show you. Let me just, for those of you who don't know Dorothy Hamill. Dorothy Hamill.
But for the record, I do prefer my women a little bit fuller in the back, but
Well, who doesn't?
Good one.
I mean,
Good
really.
one. Good one. All right, let's see. I'm trying to open this image in a new tab. Wait, what happened here? Remove crop. Yes, open image in new tab. This is the Dorothy Hamill haircut, but you can
so
see.
the Princess die cut.
Yeah, similar. Very similar. But as you can see, Barry Scheck, very close. Very close. I'm gonna let it go. I'm gonna let it go.
Witness. Oh, do we get a Barry cross examination on the next guy? Cool. This is
Finally.
emergency pediatrician Dr. Kenneth Mandl, who treated Matthew. All right. So this is the emergency pediatrician. So I'm assuming.
All right. And for those of you who are catching up, this story is about a baby who was found dead, and they blamed the nanny, Louise Woodward, who is on trial for murder. We've talked about it. It is very mysterious what caused the death or how it happened. This trial made shaken baby syndrome famous. And what we know now about shaken baby syndrome, these people nobody would have gone to jail for shaken baby, knowing what we know now. And I guess I heard that later on, one of the experts in this very case said he would have testified differently if he had the information we have today. And how sad is that? Like, that's just
Did
crazy.
you see that stupid news article I sent you earlier?
Yeah, I can't. Brad, don't send me those things first thing in the morning. Are you crazy? Are you nuts? I was having the worst day ever with a horrible headache and like
How was
crying.
I supposed to know that?
I'm like crying, and he sends me a story about horrific child, you know what? Brad, I forgive you, but not first thing in the
Megan,
morning.
have you
I didn't even
turned
have a cup of coffee.
You just have to go into rage mode. Look, sad mode is suck mode. Rage mode, you feel all
right.
energized.
It was
You need to
9:30
bring
in
the rage
morning.
back.
Yeah, but I was still laying in bed nursing a headache and crying about Jeff. I'm just like having a rough day. I don't know. I'm just having a hard time. I tried to get all the tears out though. So hopefully
They're
there
just
won't
going to
more.
be a constant friend for a while, Megan. I hate to tell you this, and I'm sorry. And then they're not going to be so constant, but you're going to have there are going to be tsunamis. It's just going to hit you out of nowhere. and it could be a smell.
Yeah, when it hits me at the gym, it's really embarrassing. When I'm on the treadmill and I'm weeping, I feel like
Megan?
everyone thinks she just really hates the gym, you know? Like,
You are talking
boy,
to a lady who broke down in a Walmart and had to get the preteen, probably first day cashier. He's like, ma'am, I don't know what's wrong with you. Just crying hysterically. So I've been there. There's
Connor says
it's a
suck
human
mode.
thing.
What? Phrasing.
Oh, what?
Here's my button.
Phrasing.
Yeah. Well, if any of my phrases aren't a single entendre, I haven't done my job.
Yeah, right. I mean, that's what YouTube is for. That's what we've discovered. We're all 12 at heart, and that's just how it is.
They're doing this timeline wise. The first guy on the scene, the paramedics that show up. Now they're to the hospital. So now they're going to be doing the next person that interacted with the infant, with Matthew Eben. All right, let me bring this on up and unmute. No closed captions for this guy either. Apologies to those of you with audio problems.
Could you tell us please your full name?
My name is Kenneth Mandl.
How do you spell your last name?
Mandl.
Oh, I should have put comb over and
He looks like the annoying guy, the annoying guy in Deer Hunter, who I believe played Fredo in The Godfather as well. It kind of has those vibes. I'll be right back. I'll leave you with him while he's testifying.
And your date of birth, please?
April 17th, 1964.
Okay, can we just take a moment to appreciate Jeff's icon? His avatar is a Maker's Mark bottle wearing a Christmas sweater. Did he make that on AI or is that a thing? Like,
They probably
sold those at my Costco or Sam's Club. I don't do Costco.
Do you know about the Maker's Mark, the way they dip the bottles and how sometimes they over dip on purpose because those are collector's bottles? Do you know about this? I've seen the videos and they're kind of amazing where they're at the factory and they're dipping the bottles in wax. And then every once in a while, one of them will like really get it in there and it gets all over the bottle. And like people look for
found my
these.
perfect job.
Yeah, right.
Like, I am here for the special screw up edition. I can screw up better than anyone else. Give me the hot wax.
David Nelson says he had that real bottle. He actually had it. So he took a photograph of it.
That is
hilarious. That's great. That's great.
All right.
Yeah, get the microphone on. We got to hear you.
As a treating physician or an expert.
Treating physician
Very well.
with testimony in the area of emergency pediatric trauma.
Any students with qualifications?
Does it have closed captions?
No.
So, okay. Some of them do have them, but this one I remember Jeff saying, sorry, there's no closed captions. But don't worry, this prosecutor yells everything. Don't worry.
Oh,
he
good.
will shortly be very easy to understand because he screams in Boston all the time. And which, by the way, is on the bingo card.
Do they have an indoor voice in Boston?
I don't think so. I don't think it's legal there. I think you must.
That's what I was asking.
If Jeff's stream is transcribed, it might auto-transcribe what's being heard. So
Oh, I could try. All right, we'll try.
Very well. Ladies and gentlemen, you recall what I said about expert.
It works.
Holy cow.
All right, you may proceed right to the heart. Please.
Well,
Thank you, Your Honor.
Yoda's hiding.
Dr. Mandl, where do you
Look at
presently
Yoda.
work?
Children's Hospital.
And what is your license and certification in which areas?
I'm licensed in medicine. I'm certified in pediatrics.
Who took that
and
man's
with
fade?
special
They suck.
qualification in emergency pediatrics.
And what type of trauma center is Children's Hospital?
Her fade is better.
Children's Hospital is a level 1 trauma center.
And what does that mean?
That means that we are set up to receive trauma of all sorts and to manage it.
I have.
How long
trauma
have you
of
been
all
working in
sorts.
the ER as a doctor?
How much trauma do you see on a
Well,
daily
I began
basis?
my residency at Children's in '89. I started a fellowship in 1992. I've had ER experience all along, but been exclusively in the ER since
Okay,
1992.
Megan, as a fellow
Could you
mom, are
generally
you
tell
taking
the
your
ladies
kids
and
to
gentlemen-
this guy?
Am I what?
Okay, I am
them to him?
profiling the crap out of this guy. I see this man with the Kubrick eyes looking at me with that particular. Is there another doctor around?
No, I'm terrified of doctors at hospitals. I do everything they tell me to do. Everything. And I
mean,
don't question them.
me,
And if I
I-
have any questions, I keep them to myself because
I
I'm
put him in the
terrified.
category of he has someone in his basement in a well putting lotion on his skin unless it gets the hose again. Look at those eyes. I'm just saying.
He's me mugging the prosecutor.
Lots of shoulder pads. Those are some big shoulder pads. You're right. You're right. Okay. We can now check. Where's my bingo card? Oh, there
Did
it
you
is.
close it?
Okay. I did, but it's back. Okay. Wait. We have shoulder pads. Where's shoulder pads? Here it is.
Yes.
Shoulder pads. I don't think we're quite at Screams in Bostonian. He hasn't quite gotten to that level yet. You will know when it happens. You will know. It trust me, it's coming. It's coming fast.
Phrasing.
All right. Where
Before
are
we
we?
restart, I got to drop back. So
Already? Oh,
I got a
okay.
work
Dang.
meeting.
I know you do. I know you do. Well, come back if you can.
Yes, I will.
Thank you for being here, Brad.
No problem.
We appreciate you.
One of the jury, your experience with accidental trauma and abuse, as you've seen in the emergency rooms that you've worked in?
My experience is that of a physician working in a high volume emergency department. We have 50,000 visits a year. As one of about 10 staff, I see about 5,000 of them.
Wow.
And about 22% are trauma. So I see somewhere over 1,000 cases of trauma a year.
Wow, that's like 3 a day.
What is
Jeez.
pediatrics?
What is pediatrics? Pediatrics is the specialty of medicine that deals with illnesses and injuries in children.
Imagine seeing
On
like
February 4th
3
of 1997,
child
did you
trauma
have occasion
cases a
to
day.
treat Matthew Eapen?
I did.
And do you know whether the
cigar.
treatment and diagnosis of Matthew Eapen at Children's Hospital was reduced to a record?
Yes, it was.
You can check off cigar. I almost
Well,
put
subject
dogs
to
kissing on it, and I didn't.
Let records go to the jury. I would ask the Children's Hospital.
Dogs are kissing.
Eject.
No licking ears, Strawberry. No, no, no.
No objection. Well, to the 14th. Ladies and gentlemen, redaction means that parts will be cut out.
I love how she looks back like, is he going to tell me no? Okay, no.
She totally did.
I hate winter because I can't keep the
She was
windows
like, "Is
open
he
and
looking?
ventilate this place out. I'm going to have to
Can you
bring in
tell?
my air purifier into this room. Smoke myself out.
Approximately 10 past 4 p.m. on February 4th of 1997. In what capacity were you working that day, Dr. Mandl?
She's going to town.
I was the staff physician in the emergency department,
He's
the
not
attending
looking.
physician.
And what is your role and responsibility in that capacity?
As attending physician in the emergency department, I'm responsible for all cases that come in that day, to oversee their treatment, to supervise other treating physicians, and to ultimately take responsibility for the cases of the day.
Do you recall when Matthew Eapen was brought into the emergency room that day?
I do.
Oh yeah, I forgot. Special guest. We have Mo here, and we had Brad. So special guest joins. You get to check that off too.
Oh, cool.
All right. I don't think I read through all of them. We have Ty v. Mike. Here are the ones that are left. Ty v. Mike. That's when the guy's Ty gets into a war with the microphone. Why are they asking these stupid questions? Jeff finds gallery member to mock. Accidental gotcha, bitch. For fuck's sake. Dog bark. Jeff's story. Where's Barry? Frustrated science. Demonstrative. Grifting master. Jeff always has it. Always teaches us how to do it. Pipe.
Oh, I know.
So we don't have a pipe today. We have a cigar, but cigar is already checked off. Muppet voice. Tiny TV. There's a really small TV in the courtroom. They're forcing the jury to watch. Dog snort. So if they use it today, we get to check that off. dog snore, screams in Bostonian, boomer mic, and audio problems in court, which really should just be the free space. But
You recall.
And what happened when Matthew Weepin was
Jeff
first
told the
brought in with
dogs off.
regard to Matthew Weepin and his condition?
Matthew Weepin was brought in by paramedics and placed on a stretcher in the trauma room of our emergency department, our main resuscitation room. There, we initially assessed him according to our routine protocol.
There's no ear licking
And what
going on.
information was obtained?
Strawberry's licking Yoda's forehead.
She's licking
with
his
regard to Matthew Weepin.
Thank you
during
for
the
letting
course
us
of your
know, Jen.
primary survey of Matthew Weepin.
We were worried.
Well, when he first arrived, he was receiving assisted ventilation by paramedics and was not responsive. So we embarked on our routine protocol for assessing an unresponsive patient who is in respiratory arrest. And the first thing we do is to assess the airway. In fact, we go through.
Excuse me, it would be a bit more helpful if instead of saying what you usually.
Judge, we can't hear you.
tell us what you did with respect to this patient.
Yes. Well, we proceeded in our general fashion, and specifically to this patient, we assessed his airway, which in our protocol is the letter A. We'd go A, B, C, D, E. We assessed his airway to make sure that it was patent, to make sure that he was able to pass air through the airway, and to see whether the airway needed further protection to enable him to continue breathing. From the point of view of his mental status and being in a coma at the time, we made an early decision that he was going to require an intubation for the airway. Then we went to assess breathing. He was not breathing at all.
If I could just interrupt you 1 second, did you in fact intubate Matthew at that time?
Not just at that time. There were other medical conditions that had to be handled first.
Could you continue and describe those?
The other conditions?
And just to interrupt him before he talks about the other conditions, we got about 15 minutes left to go. So now is your time to get any super chats you want to get in. Wink, wink, nudge, nudge.
King of Grift.
King of Grift.
What you did next with regard to Matthew.
Support the channel if you're so in.
The grifting king. The grifting
How does he do that so?
master.
He did that so naturally. I always feel like such a giant
know.
schmuck when I do it that I know translates and therefore don't do it.
I know. And if you don't
But-
do it, though, people forget. And, they get interested in what's going on. And Jeff was so good at it. So
Yes.
good. Oh, and by the way, folks, if you like this channel, you want this entertainment, make sure that you hit that like, subscribe, and you can send breadsticks. You can send super chats. You can send Cash Apps, Venmos rolling across the bottom of the screen there. And make sure you go subscribe also to Mo in the Deep End. She's hilarious. If you are not
I
watching Newsy News with Mo, you really, you should be, because God, the news you find is the news we need. The whores and the rats with crack problems. I can't live without it, really. I mean,
The kids that ate their grandfather. I usually
I can't.
that story
Every
broke
time I
me.
turn you on, every time. Wait, hold on.
Phrasing.
Every time I turn on your channel,
You will be
every
getting
single
child
time.
support for this child.
Every single time I turn on your channel, it's some nonsense that makes me laugh, and boy, do we all need that. So if you
That
guys,
is why nightly Newsy News is coming back on days where Hagatha the leg isn't being absolutely abjectly stupid. So I am bringing back that because I know we have a lot of trials coming up, and you guys just need a place after a trial to kind of come hear some real news and a lot of internet absurdity.
and it's good. It's a good time. I mean, it's just a good time, and I highly recommend Mo's channel. So make sure, mods, if you can put Mo in the Deep End's channel in the chat, I would like you all to go and subscribe and start watching Mo because
Yes.
she is wonderful.
This morning we had a woman, sentenced for aggressive online farting.
I saw that. I do have a question about this, though. As funny as it is
Yes.
for fodder for news and what we do. Is this really a jailable thing? Like, why wouldn't you just block this woman's number and move on with your life?
Yeah, that's kind of, I mean, I think we are trying to legislate a lot of things that could have been dealt with get the hell over it. Like, remember when we were told by our parents, like, I'm sorry your feelings are hurt, get on with your day?
Yes. And I feel like we need more of that. I mean, I don't recommend that you send harassing fart messages to your former
I
significant
sort of
other.
do because I think it would be flippin' hilarious, but I'm not a legalologist.
And was this in England?
Yes, it was in the UK, which is why she got, like, I think she has to go to anger management, Megan.
So let me get this straight. They're putting a woman in jail who sent fart videos to someone.
She's not in jail. So let me pull up the story because I think she only got.
I feel like Jeff would have loved this story. I think he would have really liked this. But I do want to say, whatever they're doing to her seems excessive, considering that they have ARP gangs roaming the countryside, ARPing children, and they're covering up for them and not putting them in prison. It seems to me that the UK may have its priorities a little out of whack if they are coming down hard against the farting ex. You know, I mean, I don't know. What do we call her?
I pulled up the story. Let me see.
Right,
I know.
Let me add to the stage here.
Okay. So, yes, she was fined nearly £300, including £100 for compensation for her victim. She sent
it's a Monty Python skit come to life.
She sent video recordings like 4 times of her butt farting aggressively. Apparently it was aggressive according to the witness, and sent them. Now, I am fairly sure that in England they have a block number. She will also have to carry out 15 rehabilitation sessions for her sphincter whistles and abstain from alcohol for 2 months. This chick just got reamed in court for sending farts. She should be allowed to drink.
Wow.
And a 2-year restraining order.
Isn't there like an influencer who gets paid money to send her gross bathwater to people?
I mean,
I feel like there's a fetish for, there's probably an OnlyFans for this, where someone is being paid for it, and yet that she's going to anger management. I don't get it. I don't get it. Meanwhile, in the UK, like I said, there are roaming bands of, ARP gangs working apparently in concert with possible police to keep it quiet.
And the Crown prosecutor.
Yeah, what are they doing? What are they doing over there? This is kind of embarrassing. If you had all your shit together and like you locked up all the ARPists, maybe I'd be like, yeah, well, they don't put up with anything over there. You better be careful where you fart in England. But when they're not doing those things, but they're going after people who put memes online and send these types of video, come on.
Yeah, it's a whole lot of stupid, but it's just stupid enough to be real life.
And these are the types of stories you're going to find on Mo in the Deep End, which is why you should subscribe right now. Subscribe. By the way, there are some super chats here, and Jeff always reminds me that I need to get to them. And that's also, he's very good at that too. Yvonne, thanks for the 2. I love the picture of Jeff behind you. Yeah, me too. His sister gave me that at his funeral. And that was very kind of her. That's my favorite hat of his, by the way, the one with the silk, the gray silk band. And that's what I said to her. I said, I loved, because they had one of his hats there, and the black one with the silver things on it, it was kind of a Western looking hat. And I said to her, my favorite hat of his is the black one with the gray silk on it. And she goes, oh, I have that. I've got a picture of it. You can have it. And she just gave it to me. I guess they had pictures printed out.
Aww.
And so that was really sweet. So that's staying there. And speaking of friends who don't want to leave me alone in my difficult day, Shizzy is here.
You're talking about farts, and
Yes.
they got to get their shit together. I'm just like, oh my god.
Look, we can't help what's in the news, Shizzy. It's just not
I am just
fault.
a humble media reporter. I am part of the brave new world of independent media and shenanigans. I'm a chaotic neutral, but I'm working on it.
I'm just chaotic. I don't know about neutral. It means I don't go anywhere. More like reverse, like chaotic reverse, you know?
Oh, God. I ran a Dungeons and Dragons game for my teenagers once, and one of the kids that was invited decided he wanted to be chaotic evil. And he spent the entire game that I had worked months to prepare, because you know how hard it is to prepare a campaign, I'm sure.
Yes.
He spent the entire game trying to kill all of the other participants. And I had to, as the DM, come up with creative ways to stop him the entire time. I think what I eventually did was I had him tied up and thrown into a prison. And then when he got out, he was followed by a rabid wolf who was under my command to keep him in check. And the wolf would occasionally have to bite him and injure him.
Do you have those for teenagers? Just asking for a friend.
Well, it's a good idea, right? I came up with a good one. I kept him in check. But then the next D&D game we were supposed to have, I made it clear that I expected him to be the DM. And guess what? He didn't show. I was like, I'm not going through this shit again. Like, no, you will not be chaotic evil at my table. You understand me? You that's the one that's off limits. Okay.
You can be chaotic neutral, but in this house, we will not stand for evil.
He was stealing everybody's money. It was an absolute nightmare. I mean, I was not prepared. I was not prepared for that. Oh, God. All right. Heather Sparrow, thanks for the 5. I feel the same. Hardly watch and chat anymore. Miss Jeff a bunch. Love the noons. Love the noons? Love the noons. We got to meet Connor. Yes, it is great. And you're going to get to meet him more on Saturday morning because he's going to have his first stream on YouTube on his channel. So make sure that you go subscribe to Vice Baby. Because he has a channel, and the mods will put it in the chat so that you guys can go over there and subscribe. He needs 1,000 subscribers before he can, and 3,000 watch hours so he can get monetized. He's starting from scratch, even though he has access to his dad's channel. But he doesn't want to do it that way. He wants to build his own, and I think that's admirable. But also, I totally would have taken my dad's channel. I'm just saying that's who I am. Jennifer Allen became a YouTube member. Welcome to the Fox Den. It's weird here, but you'll get used to it. Rogue Mama, thanks for the 2. He is probably a child abuse pediatrician now. Maybe
he's probably working at Johns Hopkins.
John Shopkins, you mean? John Shopkins. Yes. And All Prisoners Hospital. Yeah. Oh, God. There's more updates in that case. I really need to catch up on some of the stuff. The Maya Kowalski case.
I have a bunch of black wigs. I could be the entire coven.
Oh, fantastic. We still need to do we need to finish the juvenile readings, from the juvenile court hearings.
I didn't want to bring that up with you because I know it was a Jeff one and I was trying not to bring it up.
No, but we do. We need to finish that because that was really important information, what happened in that case. I just have to find it. I don't know what I did with the transcript. So if I don't have it on my computer, I'm gonna have to go dig through the docket, and there's like 600 documents on there, and it was buried inside one of them. So and I found it by accident. So all right, here we go. Let's continue.
Well, if you ever need another voice, I'm here for you, Megan.
Oh yeah, no, we'll definitely be calling on you for that. Yes, of course.
I have to make sure I have my mullet wig still.
Yes, that was great.
And if not,
we then assessed his breathing. He was not breathing at all. The paramedics had told us that he had poor respiratory effort at the home. At this point in time, he was not breathing at all. We therefore continued assisted ventilation with a bag and a mask that was hooked up to 100% oxygen.
Wow. Okay. 100% oxygen.
C, circulation. Circulation is to assess his blood pressure and the perfusion of blood through his tissues. That appeared to be adequate at the time. We then assessed D, disability, and we noted that he was in a coma, that he was posturing, and therefore that assessment impacts back on A, airway. It meant we were going to need to intubate him. We then went on to assess exposure. He had come into us with no clothes on, and so he was fully exposed. That's
Did
our
not watch
primary
Joe's stream. Didn't know he took it
Based
down.
on
Don't know why he
the
did.
medical findings that you made during the primary survey, what did the primary survey indicate to you with regard to the condition of Matthew Eapen at that time?
Don't put babies in
Matthew
plastic
was in a
bags.
coma and in critical condition and in full respiratory arrest.
Okay.
Based on the medical findings that you made during the course of the primary survey, what did you decide to do next?
Well, since we decided we would need to protect his airway through the process of intubation, placing a plastic tube through the vocal cords, we wanted to do this under optimal conditions, and as is standard, we placed an intravenous line. In fact, we placed 2 intravenous lines. That was our first main intervention, besides giving oxygen, was to have 3 people working on this critical procedure of placing intravenous lines. 2 were placed in the extremities.
Dog
at
snore.
that point, once,
Doug, could you describe where those were placed and how and what the purpose of that placement was?
Yes, there 2 were placed. One, at least I believe, was in a hand. The other was either in an arm or a leg. And a third IV was attempted to be placed in the femoral area. It's routine for us in pediatric resuscitation to need to spend quite a bit of initial effort and have several people working on this fairly difficult task, which we achieved in a fairly short time. The femoral line there were a few needle sticks in that area of the groin, but there was that line was not actually placed successfully. But that was okay. We stopped as soon as we had the peripheral line, since any of them suited our purposes. The purposes of the line is to be able to give intravenous fluids or medications or blood.
Strobs is coming into the camera.
Now, with regard to the secondary survey that you did of Matthew Eapen, could you please describe the secondary survey and what you did?
I love how Jeff is just completely ignoring the fact that the dogs are taking over the stream. Strawberry is showing off her eczema scars, and Yoda is just sawing logs so loud. It's so funny with his head buried in that bed. Do you remember when Jeff got the brand new dog beds and they peed on them right before he went live?
Oh no.
He was so mad. I was on with him and I am so mad. I don't know why they do this. Like, I just bought new beds. So, well, they didn't smell right. You know, they had to make them smell like home. Like he said they weren't even on the beds weren't even on the floor 10 minutes before they were peeing all over them.
Oh no. Oh no.
Oh, I guess that does count as a Jeff story. I had it in mind that Jeff would tell the story, but I just told a Jeff story, so I'm going to give it to you, Chad.
Okay, and before you start, I'm going to pop out because I have to go get the feral squad.
Okay.
Unfortunately, you can't just leave your children like in the dedicated arms of people trained to deal with small people. They want you to get them back. I'm like, I'm not qualified. My qualifications haven't even come in the mail.
Oh God! Well, thank you for dropping in,
Thank
Mo. I
you.
appreciate you.
You're
Thank
welcome.
you for not
And
leaving me alone.
You're fine. And Megan, eventually these really sharp pains, I'm not going to tell you they're not going to hurt, but it's going to feel less like a punch to the tit and more like a nice hug. Or like if you really overworked arm days and then you get a hug, it's still going to hurt just a little bit.
I'm just
but
waiting for the weight to get off my chest, and it's just still there.
I'm just thinking boob rubs. That helps, right? Helps me. I mean, I always feel better after I give a boob rub.
I'm going to put you in the
Megan, we
penalty
both
box
have a
if you
pair
don't-
at our disposal. We will try it out and
We'll
report
try
back to you tomorrow.
We'll let you know if it works.
Boob therapy will be discussed tomorrow on the morning, or was it weekly roundup with Shiz and Mo.
Yes. You have a good one, Mo.
Have a great day, Mo. Everybody go and subscribe. Go in the deep end.
Give her
Make
some
sure you subscribe to Mo.
Bye, guys.
Hi, Mo. And you will catch Mo live tomorrow. Whose channel are you on tomorrow, Shiz?
On mine.
Yours?
Yeah.
On yours. Okay.
Yeah.
So tomorrow, Shizzy and Mo will be together doing the news in the Coffee with Shizzy at what time? What time do you go live?
8 o'clock in the morning. 8 o'clock in the morning.
Eastern time?
Eastern,
or Central?
yes.
Eastern. Okay.
Yeah, we start 8 Eastern and we go until, well, probably just a couple hours. And then we usually don't talk about anything. We just end up cracking each other up for like 2 hours. Last week we were talking about rats.
I might join you if you send me a link. I might join you tomorrow. I don't know if I can get up in time.
It'll be fun.
But yeah,
It'll be fun.
Send me one. Maybe I'll join. I'll try.
The secondary survey occurs after we've
Straub's butt.
secured
Dog butt.
the
Dog butt.
initial vitals and ABCs. Just before the secondary survey, we did place the tube through the cords to protect the airway, then proceeded to the secondary survey. In the secondary survey, we noted his general appearance. We looked for signs of other conditions that might be affecting him. We saw no external skin findings. We noted that his pupils were enlarged and what
I
we
hope he
call
had
fixed
skin.
and dilated. In other words, the black part of the eye, the pupil was very large and not moving in response to light.
Yeah, that's bad.
That he was posturing.
Oh, geez.
Yeah.
And that his
Big
arms
brain damage.
were, what that means is that his arms were extended abnormally.
And what does posturing of that nature indicate to you as an emergency?
Screams in Bostonian. And what does posturing of that nature? This guy just doesn't have an inside voice. It's very funny. Screams in Bostonian. I need Where's Barry for a bingo.
Oh.
I need Jeff complaining about Barry Scheck not taking part in this. Vice Baby says, I haven't finished setting up the channel. Don't be mad at me. Who could be mad at you? No one's mad at you. They're just thrilled you're around and you don't hate us.
Zero position.
That indicates some sort of a very abnormal brain state at that time. Some injury has occurred to the brain. That could be something from a medical problem, such as a drug overdose. It could be something from not getting enough
Hey,
oxygen.
Megan.
It could
Yeah.
be from
I'll be back in just a little bit.
Okay.
I'll keep this open, but I think somebody might be here. I may have to jump off. If I jump off, I'll just join in with my phone. So
Okay, sounds good.
okay. All right.
And with regard to the fixed and dilated nature of the pupils, what did that indicate to you as an emergency room physician at that time?
That also indicates a severely abnormal brain status in most cases. Their two main causes would be either a pharmacological process where the drugs are acting directly on the pupils to make them large, or some kind of a general brain dysfunction state with therefore.
Ginger with a Soul says, imagine Jeff knowing his son knows of his YouTube and is now Vice Baby. He would love it. He would absolutely love it. Vice Baby would make him laugh really hard. I'm sure of it.
Poorly responsive nervous system.
During the course of your secondary survey, did you make further observations of Matthew Weepen's eyes?
Yes. A little bit later in the secondary survey, I did a more detailed examination of his eyes and noted that there were retinal hemorrhages bilaterally.
And what did the presence of retinal hemorrhages, bilateral retinal hemorrhages, indicate to you as an emergency room physician under these circumstances?
Well, it's a distinctly abnormal finding, and the presence of these to me indicated that there had been severe head trauma, most likely.
Based on the presence of fixed and dilated pupils, posturing and retinal hemorrhaging together in Matthew Weepen, what did that indicate to you?
The fixed and dilated pupils with the retinal hemorrhaging and the posturing was again a very consistent picture with a diagnosis of a severe brain injury, probably traumatic.
Okay, so I mean that's kind of a given now from what people have been testifying to, that he did have this traumatic brain injury. But again, the prosecution isn't moving the bar towards showing that she was responsible for this injury. So they've still got their work cut out for us. We're still off in the realms of laying down and establishing the basic facts. So I'm assuming the prosecution is going to move on eventually to showing that she did it, because this could have happened a few days before. It could have happened that day. Prosecution's got their work cut out for them.
And as the attending physician in the ER at that time, after you made observations of the retinal hemorrhaging to Matthew Eapen, what did you do?
Once we had made that determination, we ensured that we were taking the proper measures to prevent increased intracranial pressure, which primarily for us involves delivering the oxygen with the bag valve mask at a certain rate of breaths. We had already ordered a CAT scan, not specifically for trauma, but rather as part of the general workup of the comatose patient. We had already done everything up to the CAT scan. It became clear, we were waiting for the CAT scan when I did the examination of the retina. At that point, it became quite clear that we did need the CAT scan emergently to rule out bleeds in the head.
And after viewing the retinal hemorrhaging to Matthew, did you have occasion to contact the ophthalmology department?
Yes, since the retinal hemorrhages are would be a very key finding in further diagnostic workup, and since ophthalmologists are the specialists at looking at retinas, I was, in fact, it was before 5 o'clock, and I was able to reach the ophthalmologist on call, who was kind enough to come down just right away with his equipment.
Would that have been Dr. Giulio Diamante?
I do believe it was, yeah.
And did Dr. Diamante also look into Matthew's eyes after you had finished?
Yes, he took a few minutes and conducted a thorough examination.
At some point, did you see?
He's a mouth breather.
And the parents of Matthew Eapen?
Yes, sometime before the ophthalmologist had arrived, before I had seen the retinal hemorrhages, but after the very initial primary survey, I met Mr. Eapen. And then sometime a bit later, Mrs. Eapen came as well.
After making observations of Dr. Diamante, looking into Matthew's eyes, did you make any other observations of Matthew Eapen and his mother at that time?
After looking in the eyes, did I make any observations about Matthew and his mother?
Yes.
Denise says, would you please move the doggo mic as my dog? There is no dog mic. This is the dog mic right here. That's just how loud they're snoring.
They're so loud.
They're just snoring loud enough for this microphone to pick it up.
Oh, so funny.
Hey, Denise sells dog. Chill, man. Chill.
Well, after the ophthalmologist?
Yes.
Well, at that time,
I'll mute my mic.
Both parents were concerned. I was, they were, since they're both physicians, I was communicating with them quite regularly over the hour. When we discovered the retinal hemorrhages and had the finding confirmed by an ophthalmologist, Mrs. Eapen requested that she confirm the findings as well.
And how did Giulio Diamante look into Matthew's eyes?
Well, he used a scope that was much more elaborate than my handheld scope, a full headset with a lens. And in this particular case, since the pupils were fixed and dilated, as I had mentioned before, very large, we had a very clear view. So I observed part of his exam, at which time he was looking with his equipment and the lens into the eyes.
And what observations did you make of Deborah Eapen after that time with regard to that headset?
Well, after we had confirmed these findings, And since she was an ophthalmologist, I felt certainly very obligated to be extremely clear with her as to exactly what we were finding. And since it is such a serious
guys,
finding in most cases.
Since the chat is asking about Tug last night, because he had to end his stream early and was not feeling well. A lot of people are asking, how is he? Is he okay? He is okay. He went to, he did go to the ER last night, and he was there all night. So he's tired, and he may not be on with me tonight because he's following up with other doctors and stuff, but they didn't find anything concerning or anything. But, you know, he's still trying to get some answers on what's going on, because he's definitely having some symptoms. You know, he's told you guys, he's been having some chest pain and other things that they say is not heart related. So that's good, but he's got to follow up. So we may not know, you know, for a while, because he has follow-ups and stuff. But he's doing good. He's doing okay. He's fine. And he doesn't want you guys to worry. And he's, I'm sure, feeling bad that he had to go, you know, last night. But don't worry. He's doing okay.
She put the headset on and took the lens and looked through the eyes as well.
Based on your findings of fixed and dilated pupils.
Shizzy, for a second, I was like, who the hell is SWN?
Shizzy Winsnut.
And how did he break into my chat? Or into my stream?
Well, being on my phone, I don't have my logo, so I was like, oh, what do I have? Oh, here's a picture of Rome. How's that?
Are those do I hear wind chimes? Yeah, that's going to annoy the shit out of me.
Okay, here, let me fix that. Let me fix it.
Take those down.
It's so beautiful outside.
I love wind chimes. I love wind chimes when I'm sitting outside listening. I don't like them so much on my live streams, though, when I'm listening to court.
Give me a second. I'll turn it off. Is that better?
Yes. Yeah. Turn off the wind chimes.
Are they still chiming? Can you hear them still?
No.
Okay.
No, I do not. I know. I love wind chimes too. Just not during court, damn it.
No, not during court.
So I don't know. I was just giving the update on Tug. He's okay. He's back from the hospital, and he's following up with other doctors and stuff. So
well, good.
It's annoying when you go to the hospital and they can't tell you what's wrong, you know?
What are his symptoms? I mean, if it's okay to talk about, because if it's not,
he's told the chat before he's having chest pain and dizziness, and last night was really weird because his head got real hot and his ears were ringing, and like all of a sudden, and he felt like he was going to pass out. So that's not good, you know. But
is he drinking a lot of water?
Yeah, he actually is. He's not dehydrated. So I don't know. We've been brainstorming, but so far it's not. I actually have a theory. I think he might have walking pneumonia, like everybody has right now. And I think they may not have caught it. And so we'll see. He's going to get it checked out.
That could be it. Also, maybe that his blood sugar is just off.
No, they tested that. Blood? They tested it. They tested it. He does not. He was thinking that too. He thought maybe diabetes signs or something. And no, they're it's not that. So I don't know, but he is getting it looked at, and he may not be on with me tonight. So I'm actually not sure if I'll do a stream tonight then, since I'm streaming right now. I may just take the night off.
Yeah,
so
take the night off, get a little rest, do a little dance, go out and listen to some wind chimes.
Posturing and retinal hemorrhaging in Matthew while he presented to you in the ER. Based on those findings, what was your diagnosis at that time, sir?
Well, at that time, our diagnosis was severe head injury.
And what was your prognosis at that time as the attending ER physician?
Well, a injury that severe to produce retinal hemorrhages tends to have a very...
What was your prognosis?
Yes, my prognosis for Matthew with severe retinal hemorrhages was poor.
At some point, did Dr. Madsen appear in the room where Matthew's CAT scans were being taken and observed?
Well,
Yes,
Ronan
I was
Varheit,
not
in that
in
situation,
the CAT scan room
their
at
soul would
time.
they would be
One
they
of
would be
my
tormented
colleagues
by
went
all
up
of their
while I
sins,
remained
and their
with the other
soul would
patients.
belong to Ghost Rider.
Okay.
And at some point, was Matthew brought into surgery?
The report that I received was that Matthew went to surgery.
And I have nothing further of Dr. Mandl at this time. I'd ask that his curriculum vitae, his resume be marked as an exhibit, please.
Yes.
Wow, so we're gonna do this again. Oh no, that was 18 minutes of direct examination, which means that
Red Jen just said, I don't have wind chimes on the bingo card. I know. I'm sorry, Red Jen. I didn't see that coming. I really didn't.
Phrasing.
we could potentially have another hour of cross-examination.
Oh, I hope not.
We're not going to get it. We're not going to do that today, but we'll see how it goes. I've got about 5 more minutes left on this cigar, but we do have a Venmo coming in. It's loading. Load up that Venmo. Load up that Venmo. Venmo is loading. Why is my Wi-Fi so slow? $10 from S&B. S&B. Those are the initials. S&B. The $10. If you want to out yourself here as the contributor of the $10, please just let me know here in chat. S&B. Thank you. So S&B those are the initials. Thank you very much. For the 10. Thank you so much for the tenner. That is awesome.
For the 10.
Super awesome. All right, thank you so much for that. I won't do the full doxing, but we'll get there. Thank you so much, S&B, for the $10.
Curriculum vitae is resume. You'll have a chance to look at it. That'll be exhibit 15, please.
So they're entering his CV into evidence now.
All right. Check your name.
Thank you, Your Honor. Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen of the jury. Good afternoon, Dr. Mandl.
Good afternoon.
Oh, it's Barry!
Ladies and gentlemen, Barry Scheck will be handling the cross-examination of the doctor.
Got it.
I got bingo.
We'll have to watch a little
Got
bit
it.
of this, but Barry Scheck will. Okay, now that it's Barry Scheck questioning, I know why it's potentially an hour of Barry Scheck questioning, which should be awesome. He does not waste words, so this has the potential to be very awesome. There could be a short cross-examination and a very long redirect. I don't know. Let's just let's see, but let's bask in the glory that is
waiting
Barry
for
Scheck.
Barry.
He gives me mind like a steel trap.
I miss his voice.
Barry
too.
is one of my heroes, one of my idols, one of my favorite lawyers, which would be Clarence Darrow, F. Lee Bailey, Jerry Spence, and Barry Scheck. Those are my top 4 hero lawyers.
Dr. Mandl, when you examined Matthew Eapen on the afternoon of February 4th, you saw no bruises on his arms.
That is correct.
You saw no bruises on his shoulders.
That is correct.
All right, we are already off to the races with some very, very pointed questions.
Yep.
Now remember, the prosecution, as they said in the opening statements,
she shook him like this.
It was brought up that the
for
prosecution
over a
theory
minute.
is that she took this baby and shook him vigorously for a full minute like
Yes.
this.
You would have bruises.
And that was about 5 seconds.
Megan, if you
Allegedly,
shook
she
your
did it for an
arms
entire
without
minute. So
anything
he's
in 'em,
saying
you would have
you didn't.
bruises.
Right.
If you
For
just
a
did
full
that
minute.
for a full minute, just do that for a full. How just grab a pillow and do that for a full minute sometimes.
Violently.
Violently.
Yeah.
Enough to make feathers come out of it or something. I mean,
Yeah, like you'd leave a mark. For sure, if you grabbed a baby and shook that baby, you would leave fingerprint bruising. There would be bruising on wherever you were holding a baby.
Yeah.
And we're talking about a 9-month-old here. This is a small baby.
So how much does this baby weigh? I mean, what? 10,
I don't know if
15,
they
20,
probably
25
said it.
pounds?
they've probably said it a couple of times, and I didn't retain it, but can't be that much.
I mean, because what I would like to do is give this prosecutor just a steel weight. It doesn't even move, and stand there for a full minute shaking that weight that weighs the same amount as the baby does. And I guarantee you, after about 30 seconds, that guy's going to go, "Oh my God, I didn't realize it was this hard."
Right. And then now we're talking about this slight woman over here, right? This small woman that they're claiming did this. That's why I thought it was so, impactful when the other attorney in his opening statements did that. He actually like reenacted it, but not even for a full minute, telling the jury, imagine this for a full minute. That's what they're telling you happened here.
Yeah.
Yeah, like a shake weight. Yes, like a shake weight.
Except it screams.
Yeah, it didn't. This, yeah.
See, any bruises on the shoulders, on the arms, or anything that would parenthetically tend to show that this baby was shaken by the arms vigorously for more than a minute.
You saw no bruises on his ribs or his chest.
Correct.
You saw no bruises on his abdomen or stomach area.
Correct.
You saw no bruises on his neck.
Correct.
You saw no bruises on his back.
Did not.
You saw no bruises on his leg.
Bernice, the baby was 9
Either
months.
Neither leg.
9 months old.
In fact, you saw no bruises on Matthew Eapen's body. No marks anywhere on his body that would indicate that anyone had grabbed Matthew Eapen and shaken him violently back and forth in the manner I'm showing you now for about a minute.
Judge, on the ground. Looks to the ground. The word. What?
Okay, there was an objection.
Objection.
Somehow.
What are the
You're not hearing
grounds?
The objection, of course.
The grounds he's making us look bad.
We can't have this.
This is bad for our case, Your Honor. And the judge, I don't know what he said, but the judge is like overruled.
Yeah.
There were no bruises.
My question is.
Barry won.
He saw no bruises at all.
Okay. But I asked him a different question. I asked him.
The answer subsumed the question.
I can tell, Your Honor,
Go
once
ahead,
we move on.
Gary.
Now let's talk about
Audio.
Eapen's head. It was
I can
important
tell.
for you to examine
That's funny.
his head.
It's a smart lawyer. I can tell Your Honor wants me to move on.
Yeah.
So I shall move on. Smart lawyer.
As closely as possible. True?
That is true.
And when you looked at his head and examined it, you neither felt nor saw any swelling. True?
True.
You neither saw nor felt any swelling in this area I'm pointing to now, which we would agree is the right occiput.
Okay, now we've got the problem of Court TV's mics being apparently voice activated. So this isn't on any particular person. I think it's just on Court TV having a voice activated mic at this point.
Court audio problems. You can check that
Correct.
off on your bingo card.
Oh yeah.
The back of the head of this bone is the occipital bone, yes.
Yes.
So when we say swelling, when people fall, sometimes they get bumps or what we call goose heads, correct?
That can happen.
And that wasn't there.
No.
You know it wasn't, or
No, it was not there.
You saw no breaking of the skin on the back of the head or anywhere on Matthew Eapen's head. True.
That is true.
You saw no abrasions or scratches anywhere on Matthew Eapen's head, either the back, right occipital area, or anywhere else.
I am so confused how this kid got injured. How do you have that type of head injury and you don't have any abrasions, bruises, anything on the head? How?
I mean, did the baby?
If it were head trauma, there would be an impact point.
Well, could it be because the baby's skull was not fully developed? It was too soft.
I don't know. Maybe. I mean, I'm looking forward to what the defense experts' theory is, because I don't know what it is, but it's very strange for a baby to have this severe of a reaction, which looks like a head injury, and then no marks. What did we just mark off the bingo card? Court audio problems in the courtroom.
Yeah.
I think that's how I wrote it. I mean, it's just this is a mystery.
No.
In other words,
Abrasions and scratches would have been hard to see. He had.
Now the question is, did you
see any?
Did not see them.
And you're about to indicate he had a full head of hair?
Yeah.
But you were physically feeling and examining, looking for these signs.
That's correct.
Because that was important.
Yes.
And you wanted to be very careful about those observations because you were dealing with a child that you felt had suffered a trauma to the head. Or could have.
Yes.
Is Flux still in the chat? Flux, are you still here? She's probably working. But I had told her something. If she's still here, did you see that big cloud of smoke around Jeff just then?
About those observations because you were dealing with a child that you felt had suffered.
Did you see? Flux and I had a conversation about that. It was just funny. I just wanted to tell her, Flux, that's exactly what I was talking about. The giant cloud of smoke. Anyway, I know that's random and no one knows what I'm talking about, but Flux would.
Yes.
Dr. Mandl, did you see anything at all in your examination of Matthew Eaton's head? And I guess that this is about 4:10 p.m. on February 4th?
I believe it came in at about 4:10, 4:11 or so.
Did you see anything that time and place about his head or feel anything there that in any way suggested to you that Matthew Eaton had been taken and have his head slammed down?
Flux, did you see it? I see that you're here. Did you see it? That's exactly what it was. Exactly. Yeah, it was the smoke. My computer just turned off. What the hell? Oh, Jesus.
We can see you.
Am I still there? Okay,
you're still
my
here.
pedals were dangerously close. My truck pedals were dangerously close to the power button.
You're still here.
But Flux, yes, exactly like that.
Onto a hard surface with the force equivalent to dropping a child from a height of 15 feet onto.
Okay, to piece together what Barry Scheck is saying, he's asking him, you didn't see anything that would indicate that he had been shaken. You didn't see anything that would indicate that the back of his head was slammed onto a hard surface with a force equivalent, as they mentioned in opening statements, of being dropped from a height of 15 feet, which is about 3.5 meters, I guess, for you meter folks. And his answer is going to be no.
Concrete.
There were no physical findings to specifically indicate that. No.
Now, with respect to this whole issue of airways and oxygen, as you've indicated, I believe, you saw or you learned that Matthew Eaton had been in what's known as decerebral posture.
He was posturing.
And that indicated to you right away that this was a severe injury to the brain.
At least this brain was in a severely abnormal state at that time.
When we say abnormal state, what this meant to you is that there was swelling.
Swelling would be one cause.
A girl just said, Megan, I told you Jeff would be haunting you. Remember, I said that on your call stream on December 17th. I know. And there is a story, but I just don't want to tell it right now. I feel like if I tell it, no one will believe me. And I also feel like if I tell it, it might make some people sad, and I don't want to do that. But something did happen, and it was crazy. And I still think that maybe I had a psychotic break. I don't know.
Well, psychotic breaks happen all the time, Megan.
So that's possible. It's very possible. But I'll tell you at a different time, maybe. I think that Flux and I are thinking about doing an unexplained because they were planning on doing one, and that's part of the story. The one they were planning on doing is exactly what happened to me. So I think we will do that. Next, Vice baby. Yeah, next episode of The Unexplained. Legal Vices haunts Megan Fox. I know you want to hear it. It's just that I'm not ready to tell it just yet, but I will at some point. I will. But I do feel like no one's going to believe me. I feel like you're going to think you're going to say I'm making it up, which is fine. People can think that, but it happened.
One thing you'd be worried about, swelling in the brain.
Absolutely.
And because that swelling in the brain from some cause is what may cause the brain to expand and put pressure down on what's known as the brainstem.
That's true.
And the brainstem is that part of the brain that controls functions like breathing.
Yes.
What's known as the reticular activating system.
Mm-hmm.
That's something, a system that keeps us conscious and awake.
Yes.
Oh, this pains me. We can't hear this. Court TV, you need to step up your 1997 game.
And so as soon as you saw that cerebral posturing, I think as you've told us, you felt it was critical, very important, to get that tube down to assure a patent airway.
Well, when you have a coma as deep as Maddie's was, then it is standard teaching that since the tongue may slip back and block the airway, or since the patient doesn't have a gag reflex, may vomit and aspirate, that the airway should be secured through the process of intubation with a plastic airway.
Now, I'd like to, you were talking here about.
All right. Well, I am done with my cigar. We'll go to the 30-minute mark. So we'll go for like 4 more minutes. Dang, I wish we could hear all of this. We can't hear anything.
That, I believe you said on direct examination that when you first saw him, when the emergency people first brought him in, that he was not responsive.
So he's not responsive when he was brought in.
And that he literally was not breathing at all.
Correct.
Now, Dr. Mandl, there's something known as anoxia, yes?
Yes, there is.
And anoxia is what is known as a...
I think he's asking about hypoxia, the lack of oxygen.
Yeah.
I think that's what he's asking about.
Sounded like something else.
I can't tell.
Severe deprivation of oxygen.
Yep.
Yes.
No oxygen getting to the brain.
Yes.
And if a baby or anyone experiences a severe anoxic event, and oxygen isn't getting to that brain, that is an extremely dangerous situation.
Very dangerous.
And one of the things that a severe anoxic event can cause is something that's, and I guess we'll have to get used to these terms, something known as hypoxia.
Yes.
And let's try to define these terms with some precision. Hypoxia refers to a situation where there is a normal blood flow through tissues such as, let's use the brain as an example, normal blood flow through the vein, but the blood does not contain an adequate amount of oxygen, right?
Yeah, I believe hypoxia would also include if there was no blood flow to the brain.
Oh, well,
or reduced. Right.
Let me move to the next thing.
Okay.
So hypoxia, strictly speaking,
It's killing me.
blood
Dog is just
not
taking
enough
over the
oxygen.
stream.
I love it.
I'm going to get to ischemia in a minute.
Okay, sure.
All right? So that's hypoxia. It's strictly defined. Would you like medical?
I agree. You know, we use these terms a little bit differently sometimes. I think that's probably an adequate definition.
Well, I think I'll get to these terms in a second. I'm just trying to be precise with you. Now, ischemia is a condition where there's an insufficient amount of blood flowing to the tissues at all. True?
That's true.
Okay.
Yoda's
Now,
going to town.
I take it this is the way sometimes.
Happy puppy
terms are
dreams.
when there is a severe anoxic event where there's a cutoff deprivation of oxygen, one might suffer in the brain something known as hypoxic ischemic injury.
Correct.
And that would, those terms together mean that there is both probably not enough blood flowing into the tissue, that's ischemia, and the blood that is flowing in doesn't have enough oxygen, that's hypoxia. Fair enough?
Yes.
And when someone is suffering from a hypoxic ischemic situation in the brain, that is going to cause really bad brain swelling. True enough?
That can be true, yes.
And in fact, when you saw Matthew Eapen in that emergency room with the cerebral prostrate and not breathing at all, and only having been ventilated with a mask upon arrival, you feared that this baby was suffering from bad hypoxic ischemic injury to the brain.
That was certainly one of the diagnoses that we were strongly considering.
And you mentioned that head trauma can cause swelling of the brain. That is, if somebody's head is slammed against a flat surface with the equivalent force of dropping his head 15 feet directly onto concrete. Just the trauma alone sometimes can cause brain swelling, true?
That's true.
However, if a child has suffered a severe anoxic event and also is suffering from hypoxic ischemic injury, that too can cause very, very severe brain swelling.
That is true.
All right, so we're going to wrap this up right here at the 30 minutes into this witness testimony. And we can see that the other guy, Andrew Good, the lawyer for the defense, was asking a lot of unnecessary, irrelevant, kind of boring questions that may have taken the jury away from it. But I think Barry Scheck has just now pulled the jury in, and they're focused on this. I know I am. Of course, part of it's me trying to hear what he's saying, but the jury can hear him fine. And that's one thing we kind of always have to keep in mind with the audio from the court. The purpose of the audio is not for us. We're just an afterthought. The primary concern is, can the judge hear them? Can the witness hear them? And can the jury hear them? Other than that, we just get whatever's left. So Barry Scheck is pulling him right in. And I think right now Barry Scheck has moved the goalpost away from the defendant. Because that was their big argument. He was shaken. The baby was shaken to death, suffered head trauma from shaken baby syndrome. It's like there's no bruises, there's no There's no bruises anywhere on his body. There's no lacerations to the head. There's nothing to indicate that there was head trauma equivalent to dropping a child directly on their head 15 feet on the concrete. I think it's definitely raising some questions with me. So I assume the jury is thinking this kind of the same thing. We'll just have to see how this plays out. But right now, Barry Scheck is doing a fantastic job. And next Thursday, we're going to pick up here again from the 30-minute mark, and we will see how many more witnesses we can get through. So let me just kind of get rid of this particular window here. We no longer need Snort TV. Thank you very much, Court TV.
Snort TV.
Strawberry and Yoda, good night from them. I will just pull myself up here right now to talk to you folks for a little bit. We don't have any more super chats to read, I can see. Yep, we are good. We have caught up to everything. Right, so far, I would have to say this is in this case. Of course, we're only on like day 2, I believe, of the trial. I think the defense has the upper hand right now. The prosecution hasn't moved the goalpost towards her being the one that's responsible for doing this, whereas Barry Scheck has moved the goalpost away from her because there's no signs of any sort of shaken baby. There's no signs of physical trauma. We're going to have to see how this plays out. We've got a long ways to go in this trial. This is only day 2. But you know, we'll see what your thoughts are as we progress through this case a little bit further. We'll be back next Thursday for part 3. And currently I am fighting a copyright claim on part 1 from the Associated Press UK, who claimed that they own the copyright to about 45 seconds of the video, which clearly they just used a 45 second clip in some news article or some news story they did, and that somehow triggered their thing. So screw you, Associated Press UK. You do not own the copyright to this trial. This is a public court feed from Court TV. They own the copyright, and they don't seem to give a crap about me streaming the trial. So Associated Press UK, you suck. Withdraw your copyright claim and give me my monetization back.
Yes,
it's a full monetization block from the Associated Press UK. Creeps. All right, that's just my little bitch for the
creeps.
I had to bitch about that for a minute.
Creeps.
Right. All right, everybody. We currently have 174 people here and 261 likes. If you haven't hit that like button yet, now is your time to do it because we are running out of time. And if you have not hit the subscribe button, I would deeply, deeply appreciate it. We're moving our way towards 84,500 subscribers. We're where are we sitting here? We are now 23. We are 23 subscribers away from hitting 84,500. So if there's got to be 23 of you that haven't subscribed. If there are 23 of you if there's even one of you that hasn't subscribed, just reach down there and smash that subscribe button. And I caution you, all of you who think you may still be subscribed to the channel, just double check to make sure you still are, because YouTube likes to rip subscriptions unilaterally away from people. And we have our like and subscribe here. Now you got about 30 seconds left to vote in the like and subscribe poll, assuming you've already liked and made sure you're subscribed. This is just dealing with Christmas, because I know a lot of people have Christmas alone. We're coming up on Christmas, and I have to do a lot of Christmas cooking. Oh, we might do a Christmas cooking stream, because every year the cigar lounge that one of my dear best friends. Maybe we should talk about if you just want to watch the trial, feel free to take off now. But we're going to talk a little bit about Christmas, a little bit about what's coming up in the next little while. My best friend of 16 years, he passed away in June of 2020 of a heart attack. He started the cigar lounge here in town. Mike was a great friend, but every year we had a tradition. Every year we had a tradition where we would get together, and of course, the only tradition anyone should ever have on Christmas Eve is to watch Die Hard. We would watch Die Hard together. So that's something I do every Christmas Eve is watch. I watched Die Hard. We used to watch it together and drink whiskey and whatnot together. But then the whiskey of choice was a whiskey from High West Distillery that High West used to make called Yippee-Ki-Yay, which of course is the only whiskey you should drink while watching Die Hard. But they've discontinued manufacturing Yippee-Ki-Yay at High West. So there are no more bottles being sold. I have about
I got him a High West flask for Christmas that I didn't get to give to him. It was sitting on my desk.
You should have Yippee-Ki-Yay engraved into that.
Well, I was thinking of having Exhibit A engraved into it because we had Grok write our obituaries, and his said that he carried a flask into court marked Exhibit A. So I may have to do that.
Most definitely.
Okay, this is rough.
About this much left in one bottle, and my friend Mike, I gave him a bottle, and we were planning on drinking that bottle of whiskey during our annual Die Hard watching for Christmas of 2020. But Mike passed, and his wife, his dear, sweet, wonderful wife, she gave me the bottle of Yippee-Ki-Yay that I had gifted to Mike. So now what I do since 2020 is I watch Die Hard while I have one shot of the remaining bottle of Yippee-Ki-Yay, but the full bottle I have that will forever, ever, and ever, world without end, remain unopened. But now, in the spirit of having Mike with me, I watch Die Hard with the full bottle of Yippee-Ki-Yay from High West sitting next to me to represent Mike's presence in my watching pleasure. So that's what I'm going to be doing Christmas Eve. But if I do the Christmas Eve stream here, it'll be Christmas morning, and every Christmas at the Cigar Lounge we have a Christmas dinner. I'm in charge of making the honey baked ham, cornbread, and pickles for that. So I will be making some pickles. We might have to do a cooking stream for doing the pickles, the cornbread, and the honey baked ham. But we will also, because you guys have said you want it, 83% of you said yes, we should do a Christmas Eve, Christmas morning with the law racks. So I'll try to arrange something, and we can do that. It'll be Christmas morning for me, and I'll have to run occasionally to make sure that the ham is being properly attended to and whatnot.
Yes.
But we'll work out something, because I know there's a lot of people that are alone, a little bit lonely. They just want to hang around, or while they're getting ready for Christmas, they want to have something on in the background. I would be pleased and happy.
AJ's World.
Wow, they're selling a bottle of Yippee.
I'm hungry. And
I'm
sad.
hungry and sad.
Great. Way to go, Jeff.
Hey, for $400 a bottle now? Yikes. It's usually about when they were still manufacturing, it was about a $90 bottle. So yeah, it's gone up. But anyway, so that will be Christmas. We'll do a Christmas Eve US, Christmas morning Europe and Asia stream for a little bit before I have to go actually to the club for the Christmas dinner. Friday the 20th, Friday morning US time I lied. Friday evening US time on the 20th will be the very moddy Christmas, where we'll have our mods on. We'll have them here in the studio if they want to participate, so you can talk to them if they want. They can turn their cameras on so you can see who they are and hear them and talk to them. Ask them whatever you want. Let's see. Those are the Christmas related things, and there's been a lot of people, saying that we should mod Paralegal Liz. We'll have to see how Paralegal Liz. We'll have to judge the participation level between now and then. We'll put her on probation. She's a prospective mod, so we'll put her there and see what happens between now and then. Nero the Virgin one over on Rumble says, "Hey Jeff, if you stop by Viva's Rumble stream, I'll drop the link to your channel in chat." Is he doing something now or what? I don't know, but I don't know I don't know. I don't know if Viva's live now or whatnot. I wish I can't redirect people to Viva because I can't redirect people to Rumble. But anywho, probationary Liz. But if he's streaming now, I can't because it's 1 a.m. and I'm going to go to sleep. But if he is streaming and if anybody wants to go over to watch Viva Fry, make sure you head on over to Rumble. Let's see. So tomorrow will be Friday. Friday. Normally, like I said, we do the Friday evening stream on Fridays because I like to, which is my Saturday morning because I like to go out on Friday evening and hang out with friends. But I can't. I've got to go on a trip this weekend. So it'll be regular time, same time tomorrow, 8 a.m. Eastern, where we will be looking at the newest. We thought we were done. We thought we would never have to jump into the suitcase of love ever again and talk about Sarah Boone. But Sarah Boone's lawyer filed a motion for a new trial, which was soundly, I mean, it wasn't even soundly, it was just denied, sit down during the sentencing. Well, look at what his grounds for asking for a new trial were. And also, Sarah Boone has dropped another 28-page handwritten letter to the judge. And we will be looking at that letter. This is the Sarah Booniest letter that Sarah Boone ever Sarah Boone. This is an unhinged letter. This is completely, she's pissed that she was found guilty. So stay tuned tomorrow for Sarah Boone's motion for a new hearing and her 28-page handwritten letters to why everybody is wrong and you just don't understand, and she wants justice because she is the true victim. It's a letter. So that's what we'll be doing on Friday. Then I'm going to head off to Seoul for a couple of days, and then on Monday we will once again descend into the swamps of Levy County, where we'll be looking, Levy County, Florida, where we'll be looking at the federal lawsuit filed by Jeremy Hales against Lynette Preston and now a bunch of other people. We're going to go through all of the filings in that. And for those of you who go, oh God, not a Jeremy Hales stream. I don't give a shit about the daily drama between the What the Hales group and the Lynette Preston group. Couldn't care less about the drama, the interpersonal drama. I want to look at the filings. I want to look at the lawsuit. I want to look at everything that's being filed in court related to that. We're going to break it down. We're going to look at the weak points of the claims and the weak points of the defense and stay as clear as possible from the interpersonal drama between everybody. So yes, I'm going to be heading up to Seoul, taking the Soul train. That's what we're going to be doing. So join me Monday for some What the Hales, Jeremy Hales versus Lynette Preston federal lawsuit. We're going to look at everything that's been filed to date and a few documents that have not been filed. We'll be looking at the deposition of Jeremy Hales, which was quite interesting. If you've been following Megan Fox and Tug, that umbrella guy, they did a reading of a good chunk of the deposition. I'll be looking at some of the points of that and some of the things that they said were going to be filed, that the defense said were going to be filed that wasn't filed. There's a lot to get into that has been filed without wading into the interpersonal drama, which I just don't care about. This is not a drama channel, not a drama stream, and I don't care about the drama. I want to look at the filings. The filings are pretty darn cool from both sides. So that's what we're going to be doing starting Monday. And then a week from Monday, we will be jumping once again into Maritime Monday, where we'll be looking at Shackleton's expedition. We're going to be listening to an audio book of a book called South. And for those of you who don't know, Ernest Shackleton, he went on a voyage in 1914 to Antarctica. He wanted to be the first person to walk across or to transect Antarctica from east to west. Walk across Antarctica east to west. It did not go according to plan, and he and his crew were essentially trapped on the ice for 18 months. And their tale of survival is incredible. We've already done, I think, 3 streams on Shackleton's expedition. It's just frankly one of my most favorite adventure stories that is way cooler than anything you could write in fiction. And it's true. So South is the story of Shackleton's expedition told by Ernest Shackleton. It's in a book. It's in a book that Ernest Shackleton, I'm assuming he ghost wrote it, but it's his story of what happened on his voyage. So we'll be listening to that audiobook to begin with. And while we're doing the audiobook, I'm going to be building Lego. Let's see. Gotta stretch over here for a second. Hang on. The first thing we'll do, which will take a relatively short amount of time, is we'll be building Shackleton's lifeboat. With, Ernest Shackleton up there and his photographer down here. This is Shackleton's lifeboat, which plays a huge role in the adventure. But once we get
Oh, Connor, I
once
hope
we
you
get
got
that
that.
out of the way, for the next several Maritime Mondays, we will be building the Lego version of the ship that Ernest Shackleton used
That's
on their
wild.
adventure, the Endurance.
Connor, I hope you got these things because we will have to have Lego streams. I still have my Dungeons and Dragons castle to finish. I'm never going to finish it unless we start doing some streams. Oh my God, this is so cool.
We'll be building the Lego version of the Endurance on Maritime Monday. While listening to, we'll start off with the audiobook of South, written by Ernest Shackleton. Then we'll begin watching videos and other presentations regarding his adventures in Antarctica and the amazing things. They were trapped on this ice for approximately 18 months and did some seriously heroic shit and lost a grand total of 0 people from his expedition. Every single one of the 27 people on that expedition survived. And his leadership, their will to survive, is one of the greatest stories of survival you will ever hear in your life. So beginning a week from this coming Monday, we're going to start hitting Shackleton hard. Yes, Flux, there were no eating each other, but once we finish with Shackleton, we're going to be looking at another tale of another group that was trapped on the ice in Antarctica that did not go as well as Shackleton's expedition did. So we'll talk about that later. So that's what we're going to be doing for the next little while here. So enjoy that and hit the like, hit the subscribe button. And what I'm going to do right now is I'm going to end the stream. Slidey Pie says that's over on Rumble, says that sounds like a great story. It is. It is one of the best stories you will ever hear. Right. So I can't think of anything else we need to discuss. We got everything read. We got everything taken care of. Ladies and gentlemen, that's it. We're going to wrap this up, and I will see you tomorrow for, once again, Sarah. Boom. We'll take another journey in the suitcase of love. And with that, I'm going to bid you all a wonderful morning, afternoon, evening, night, wherever you are and whoever you are and whatever you're doing. Please continue, and I'm going to send you off into the wild. Everybody, Jill Ems needs to go to bed, and so do I. Good night, Jill Ems, and good night, everybody else. Thank you, mods, for being everywhere, and probationary mod Liz. Thank you, everyone. Mods, for doing your jobs. Thank you, chat, for being the greatest chat on the entire internet. And thank you for all of the support, the super chats, the gifted memberships, the purchase memberships. We didn't have any gifted membership. The purchase memberships and the super chats and the Venmo. And for getting us to day 76, keeping the streak alive for the emotional support potato pig dogs. Good night, everybody. We will see you tomorrow. Have an awesome time. La Rax saying peace out, whoever you are, whatever you're doing, and make sure you just always enjoy those legal vices. Bye. See.
I am going to pin Connor's channel to the top of the chat. Vice Baby is making his appearance this Saturday. Well, that's all we get with Jeff on this trial. Next time that we meet back here, we will be on our own but we will watch the rest of Massachusetts v. Woodward and see what it was about the trial that Jeff found so interesting. And of course, we know how much he loved Barry Scheck. So that's going to be part of it. All right. Before we go, I want to, and welcome back, Brad, by the way.
I told you I'd be back.
I know. It's good that you're back. Before we go, I have more voicemail messages from the audience to share. I have not gotten even close to finishing those. And so I thought we should play some of them. I was going to last time, but I couldn't do it. But I feel like I can do it today. So we'll listen to a few of them. And then also, I do want to let you know that I did record Jeff's memorial service, and I got permission from his family to share their remarks with you. I won't be doing that today because I still need to edit it, because there were people who spoke who I don't have permission from. So I don't want to, step on their toes. So I do need to edit that, and I have to figure out how to post that, or where to post it. I don't want to make people mad by posting it on YouTube where it's like monetized and stuff, which is kind of weird.
You can do unmonetized post or put it on locals.
Yeah, I think I might just put it on locals, because locals doesn't have that. And not for paid, but like free on locals, like a free post, because anybody can get there and get it. But I will think about that. But I do need to edit that. So if you guys would be patient with me and give me some time to do that, I would appreciate it, because it's going to take me a little bit. All right, so let's get to some of your calls. Hold on one moment. I'm going to try not to dox any of your numbers, but in order to add this to the stage, you're going to see it for a second, and then I will flip it off the stage. So let me try, and maybe I can zoom in. Oh, there we go. No one can read that. All right. Now I have to zoom back out.
Hi, Megan. My name is Shannon Thomas, and I just wanted to offer some support. This Jeff thing has got me all twisted up, and I just feel so horrible. I saw that you were on live today, but it was just too much for me to even watch it until now. But I did want to leave you a message. I also wanted to share that I am in Salt Lake City, and if there is anything that needs to be connected to the family, I am more than capable and willing to help. And so I just wanted to extend that out to you and the rest of the community. So if there's anything that you guys might need, please don't hesitate to let me know.
And then she left her number, so I'm not going to play that, obviously. Thank you for that. I appreciate that, Shannon.
Hi, Megan. My name is Taryn. I missed the live yesterday where you were talking to Connor, Jeff's son. I just wanted to call and let you know that my heart's going out to you and your friends and Jeff's family, but especially you and Tug, because I was listening to the live that Tug did when you hopped in, and I could hear him getting verklempt in the Jewish vernacular.
That's a word I haven't heard.
I know what it's like to lose a dear friend, especially suddenly. So I just wanted to call and let you guys know I'm thinking of you. I love your lives, and if it wasn't for you two, I would not know who Legal Vices was. He is absolutely hilarious, especially with the German accent with the hammer, because I speak German, at least a little bit. And
that's funny.
In that accent, it was every cartoon accent I've ever heard, and it made me so tickled. So you guys, even down to the Pee Wee Herman memories, because I also was raised on Pee Wee Herman. I'm 46 years old. So it was just a blast from the past listening to you and Jeff. So I wanted to extend my condolences. And I also wanted to let you know that I am crocheting you a pair of leg warmers with matching fingerless mittens. So when I get them done, I will send you an email to see if you have a P.O. box where I can send them. That might be a couple more weeks. But anyway, it's I know it's getting late out there, and I hope you're holding in there. I hope Tug's doing okay. I hope his family's doing okay. And I will hopefully get to listen to the next live. Take care.
Thanks, Taryn. Appreciate that.
Hey, Megan. Thanks for doing this. This is Emily, aka Stringer Bell on YouTube. Just wanted to call. This is the 4th day of waking up and walking into my office and not having a legal basis stream to watch to get my day going. It's been very strange. You don't expect to be impacted so hard by someone that you don't even know, but he's touched so many lives. So I really appreciate you doing this. You know, Jeff was the first YouTube subscription that I ever did, my first super chat. And I just really enjoyed his shows. I'm really thrilled that he got to over 100,000 subscribers. He deserved it. And I'm glad Connor's going to get that plaque. I did start rewatching some of the Tech Herd sidebars this week. They're hard to get through, but boy, did I laugh. I have not got to the Give It a Whirl yet, but I did see the one where they had Aussie. He did a side-by-side of Aussie looking like Steven Seagal, and it was just hilarious. I started laughing so hard. So I'm looking forward to going through those again and laughing. But I just wanted to share how much he impacted us and how much he'll be missed. And I really appreciate you giving us the opportunity to do this. I know if I feel this way, I can't imagine how his family and friends must feel. So thank you. You know, best wishes to everybody, and long live legal places. Thank you.
Thank you, Emily.
Hi, this is Lone Star Living. I was just calling to leave my thoughts about Jeff. I woke up most mornings and listened to Jeff and drove my husband crazy with the ear pod in my ear, working, and him talking to me and trying to figure out why I wasn't listening to him.
I
Because,
drive my
you know,
husband crazy
Jeff's
with that
stream
too.
was so much more important and so much funnier. But no, I really enjoyed seeing you on his show all the time. And when he did come to Texas and spent some time with Ozzy and Uncivil, I thought, how cool would it be just to take the 2-hour drive and just be a fly on the wall and listen to all of them. And would have been so cool to meet him. But he did leave an impression on the world, and he was so kind to everybody on his show. Every chat, every super chat, and just enjoyed all of his shows, and nothing could get me laughing more than the F It Friday and y'all making him eat and drink crazy stuff. And Temu, I'll never be able to order on Temu without thinking of Nicolas Cage's face. But thank you for sharing our thoughts with your audience.
That was lovely, Lone Star Living. Thank you so much. I appreciate that.
Hi, Megan. This is Bob. I'm calling because I found you and Tug and Jeff through What the Hell, and I just wanted to share my favorite thing about Jeff. When you were watching the deposition with him and Lynette would get really mouthy, Jeff would always go in a deadpan voice, "You tell him, Lynette. That's right. You tell him, girl." And it cracked me up. And I'm so glad that I only recently found you guys, because now I can go back and watch all of Jeff's videos and just enjoy him. Big hugs and kisses to you all. Bye.
And if I could recommend watching me and Legal Vices cover Gosney v. Griffith, that was a riotous time. It was an absolute riotous time. Blam, blam, blam. There was bingo. There was so much.
Yes, there was.
That was a good time, man. It really was.
Hi, this is Rare in the History, also known as Becca. I mostly just wanted to call in and say thank you. A lot of us feel like we don't have anywhere else to grieve, and it's so much easier to share, I think. Already starting to cry. I don't really know what to say besides that. I hope everyone is getting through it, and I wanted to give everybody long distance hugs, you know. Most of us don't really have anybody else in real life to share this with. So, wow, this is a lot harder than I thought. Oh, God. Jeff was really special. He made you feel like family no matter what. And sure is a big hole that he's leaving. Yeah, I guess that's about all I've got to say. I hope everyone is doing well and trying to get through this together. So,
Thank you, Becca. That was lovely.
Hey Megan, it's OMG Aggie. I just wanted to say that I miss Jeff so very much. I lost my father on November 23rd, and in the morning it was really hard to get up, and I would just turn on Legal Rises, and he would inspire me to get up and live. And I still needed more inspiration from him. I wasn't done. I'm sorry for the loss. It was a great loss for all of us who just listened. We didn't know him, but appreciated him, and we do it as well to you. Thank you for giving us this opportunity to express our grievances and our feelings and our sentiments over the loss of a great man. And now he's up there somewhere with my father, hopefully. You have a great day.
Thank you for that. I think I've got one more here.
Hey Megan, this is Zarina on Locals and Let's Talk Megan's Hair on YouTube. It's taken me this long to be able to call in, and I'm not even sure I'm going to be able to hold it together. I changed my name to Let's Talk Megan's Hair as a troll to Jeff. It made me giggle when he said it. And I think my first ever super chat was to pay to see dogs be released on the dog cam. So I can completely empathize and understand the loss that you are feeling right now, period. And, you know, if I can feel this way about somebody that I never met in real life, I'm sure that you had a very special relationship with Jeff, and he was a very special person. I just wanted to let you know that there are people out there that do love and adore you, and maybe we don't tell you. And I would hate it if something happened to any of you in the LawTube community without you knowing that you do make a difference in people's lives. And we love you. We're going to love Jeff forever. And I'm going to miss Jeff forever. Anyway, I'm rambling. I just wanted you to know that we might not talk a lot in chat. We might not send a lot of super chats. But there's a lot of us here that live to hear from you guys every day. All right. Have a great night. Goodbye.
That's really sweet, Serena. Thank you. And I'm not gonna lie, it's been really hard to push the go live button for me. And it's nice to hear, and I appreciate that. Damn it.
Now, Megan, why you got to be doing this? Because, all you're doing is you're dirtying up your chin because all those little tears are dripping down there. Now you're going to have to wipe the mascara off your chin.
She doesn't have mascara.
I don't wear eye
I
makeup.
know, she
so
rubbed it all
luckily
off.
I don't wear it. I don't wear it because it bothers my eyes.
Megan.
God, this is so difficult. Anyway, if you would like to leave messages, that was the last one I have for now. If you would like to say something about Jeff and you would like to have it on the air, you can always leave a message on my Google Voice number, which is 617-8585-FOX. 617-8585-FOX. You can leave a message there, and I will play it on the next Retro Thursday. I do have the number on a ticker here somewhere.
It was somewhere.
Yeah, you know what? I need to create a different one because the one here, I'll just do another one. 8585 X or 617-858 5369. Okay. To leave message for Jeff. All right, there it is. There it is. All right. So if you would like to leave messages, I will definitely make sure that we play those at some point, and I will get on editing that memorial service so that you guys can hear it, because I'm sure that you would like to. Cages, thanks for the 5, says we could always give it to Connor to post after it's edited. That's a great idea, actually. And if you would like to do that, I will give it to him. Angie, thanks for the 2. Breadsticks in heaven with love. Loves you. Love you guys. And I do appreciate you. And I'm just happy that you're here. And I hope that I can make you guys feel as at home on this channel as everybody felt on Jeff's channel. I know it's a tall order, but you are welcome here. And I appreciate every one of you. Even, and those of you who are here and you never send super chats and you rarely chat, that's okay. And I love you just as much just for being here. Just hitting the like button really helps. And I appreciate you guys. I appreciate those of you who are here and don't really make yourselves known. I know you're there. I see the numbers and I appreciate you. So AJ's World, I still want to do a balloon release in Jeff's honor. Can you imagine all of his fans releasing a balloon at the exact same time and everybody calling in UFO reports?
Oh, God.
And then there would be like birds choking on balloons. I don't know. Like
Environmental hazards are a problem.
I know people don't like balloon releases anymore. Right. Shh. You're going to get the anti-balloon release people mad. Yeah. All right. So anyway, that's it for me today. I will think about streaming tonight. Tug's not going to be around, I don't think. But I may do something tonight. I'll have to wait and see. I'm not sure. I will discuss with some others, see if I can get somebody to fill in for Tug. But we'll see. Anyway, it's been a lot of fun. And thank you for sharing your memories of Jeff. Those of you who are going to call in, share some funny stories. I need to laugh more. I would like
Damn
to
it,
hear
Megan. We need more laughter, not more crying.
I know we need more laughter. So share some funny stories too. Not that crying is inappropriate, because it isn't. It is what it is, and we miss him. And don't forget to stop, collaborate, and listen. And get over to Vice Baby and subscribe. Make sure you do that today. We need to get his subscriber count up. I know it was Rogue Mama's, I think. Was it, or Ellie's? I pinned it to the top of the chat. He is up to 320 subscribers. I think we can do better than that.
Oh, yeah.
So make sure you get over there and you subscribe, because he will be doing a stream sometime on Saturday. And I know you guys want to see that. I know you do. So anyway, I'm out of here. Thank you, Brad, for being here. Shizzy, thank you also for being here.
You're welcome.
And I'll see you again soon. Stay tuned on meganfox.locals.com for notifications, because YouTube is asshole and will not notify you when I'm going live. So just make sure that you follow me for free, meganfox.locals.com. gmail.com. See ya.
I was so lost, my world is near its end. I almost felt my head is full of a million choices. I am alive, I'm not here to pretend. I love my friends, my heart is filled with a million voices. Oh, this road has many choices. Oh, and my heart, million voices. Come next to me, my friend, embrace the sky. I'm not afraid to fly. It's not the time to say goodbye. I don't wanna say goodbye. No, I don't wanna say. No, I don't wanna say goodbye. No, I don't wanna say goodbye. This time I know my road is near its end. I almost felt my head is full of a million choices. I am alive, I'm not here to pretend. I love my friends, my heart is filled with a million voices. Oh, this road has many choices. And my heart, million voices. Come next to me, my friend, embrace the sky. I'm not afraid to fly. It's not the time to say goodbye. I don't wanna say goodbye. No, I don't wanna say. No, I don't wanna say goodbye. No, I don't wanna say goodbye.
So I take it that
Johnny's
you've seen
problem is he
Cameron
should have
John's
come
bedroom
storming
before.
in there with
Yeah.
a string of
Do you
garlic
recall what
and
we
some
went
holy
into
water.
Mr.
And a
Judson's
cross,
first
a crucifix
bedroom?
one.
May the
Do you
power of
recall,
Christ
or no,
compel you.
No, I don't.
You realize this house was infested with
Except for
succubuses
that,
and
there's a picture on here with you of what it, yes. Do you recall what that was there when you arrived in the afternoon? I don't remember seeing it now. So while she
No wonder he said drown her before you burn her.
Oh my god.
You-
Your next witness?
Now I know
Witness
why you
Roman
wanted to
known
drown
as
her.
Glacis, and that is
Witness
also
lives in
by
Romania.
video.
Is that correct?
That begins with Miss